Hey, yo, what's up, man? Just bringing the business, man. Coming at you. Shit, I ain't gonna say live, but shit, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, we want, this Nick right here, man, my guy right here, BC. What's up? What?
What's up with it, man?
Man, hey, look. So we want to do like lately, I say this. Lately, we've been trying to go in different little lanes. You know what I'm saying? With the whole bringing the business. We do sports. But lately, you did the comedy thing with your boy, Kenny Hollywood. You did the hip hop segment. So one thing that I want to talk about, something that we talked about a while ago when it happened, was the whole Chris Rock Will Smith thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he finally came out with a special. Now, I know you're a Chris Rock fan, and I'm not saying I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not a Chris Rock fan. I am a Chris Rock fan. I want to know from you though, because I watched a new stand-up. It's called Selective Outrage on Netflix. So I mean, I give a plug for it because I'm not saying it wasn't good, but I want to know from you, because you just recently watched it. What do you think about it?
You know what? Chris Rock's humor is different, in my opinion. Okay. Like, I'm a huge Chris Rock fan, and it's like, like I say, it's different. It is hard to explain. Everybody don't get Chris Rock humor. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people call him boring. A lot of people call him, man, he just ain't funny. Man, Chris Rock funny as hell, bro. And like, he's one of my favorite comics, if not my favorite comics ever. Like, of course, we come up, we like the Bernie Macs, and we like the even the Robin Harrises, and and the different people that we branch out. Of course, the Eddie Murphys, Martins, and stuff like that. Right. Man, I love me some Chris Rock, man. That man funny as shit to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this special, now I'm going to be totally honest. It is not Bigger and Blacker or Never Scared or whatever like that, but this shit funny as hell to me, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't say funny as hell. I would say, based off of what I've seen, it was funny parts in it, but it was also punchlines that nobody laughed. Like, and if you go back and watch it again, you have to. And I'm not trying to be biased. I'm not trying to, because I am a Chris Rock fan, but I'm a Chris Rock fan of like his movies, his sitcoms, and stuff like that. His earlier stand-up was pretty good. The latter part of his stand-up, it was not funny to me, bro.
It wasn't funny. Like, name some of that one, bro. It was funny when he talked about. It was funny when he talked about abortion, and I know it touched on some where you kind of like cringe a little bit, because he was like, you know what I'm saying, talking about abortion, but like, what he say, and when he said shit like, y'all talking about the trimesters, shit, I think we should abort all the way up to semesters. So if your kid ain't doing good at school, you can go ahead and abort them up. Like,
I mean,
it's hell, bro.
But I'm not saying that some of it wasn't funny. That's the thing. I'm not saying some of it wasn't funny. I'm just saying, though, it was also punchlines that the shit wasn't funny, bro. I can't give you specifics. I would have to really go back and watch it again. But it was punchlines that people was like, and I was the same way, like, yeah, that shit wasn't funny. You know what I'm saying? And you get a lot of that with him. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of that with him. It's like, it's just, for me, I enjoy Chris Rock when he's doing movies, when he's doing the sitcoms and the shows and shit like that. I enjoy him on that level, in that lane. Lately, with his stand-up, to me, no. Because I'm the type of person where only person that I can tolerate on that level like that is Dave Chappelle.
On what level? When you say that, what you mean?
Because Dave Chappelle has a different type of humor also.
Right.
So with Dave Chappelle, though, I feel like he's kind of sort of teaching you along the line, teaching you as the punchline is coming, type thing. Chris Rock to me is like he's trying to do the same thing, but when he get there, sometimes it's just not funny. That's the only thing with me, you know. And I hate to say it like that because I hate to make it seem like I just don't like Chris Rock because I actually do. Like everybody hates Chris to me is a classic
Funny as
show.
hell, bro. Funny
Yeah,
as hell.
it
So
is.
hold on. While we own this, I want to switch lanes just a little bit. Now,
Okay.
I have to credit my little cousin Trail. He brought this situation to my you know what I'm saying? He brought this to me. And so now every time I talk to a comic or a comedian, I ask this question. And I asked this the other day when I was on there with Kenny Hollywood. It's not many comics that have all three. And when I say all three, stand-ups, like a classic stand-up, a classic movie, funny movie where they're the main focus of that, and a classic sitcom. Right? The trifecta is hard to do.
Right.
And only ones come to mind is like Martin.
Yeah.
I think Chris does too. Where does he fail at?
As of right now, his stand-up is not good.
Bigger and blacker is funny as fuck.
And the thing I'm saying is, yes, he may have a classic stand-up.
Right.
But I'm talking about as of now, the last
No, what I'm saying is, does he have a classic stand-up? Does he have a classic sitcom? Does he have a classic funny movie?
When he the star?
Yeah, now that might okay.
No.
So I Think I Love My Wife is not a classic.
No, hell no. It's a good movie. Classic? No, fuck no. No.
Dang.
I wouldn't say that's a classic movie.
So that's where he falls short at, huh? He don't have a classic funny movie.
He don't have a classic. I mean, he has funny movies. Classic? No.
Like what else? What else was he in that was considered funny?
I can't think of the name of it, but the one when he played when he was like running for president or some shit like that.
Yeah. Was it Mr. President? With him and Bernie Mac.
Yeah. Now it was funny. Is that a classic movie? No.
What was the
name?
Not
classic.
Was it Mr. President or some shit like that? Shit was funny to me though. But
it was funny. That's what I said. I like him and stuff like that. I like him and stuff like that. But his stand-up to me is like, my thing is when I watch a stand-up, I want to be cracking up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to have that moment where I'm like Earthquake. Did you watch? Did you get a chance to watch Earthquake new?
I didn't watch his new one, but he not funnier than Chris Rock, G. And I love Earthquake. Earthquake is funny.
I gotta disagree with you on that.
Head of State.
Head of State. It's a funny movie. It's classic? No, not at all. His classic movie ain't even a comedy.
What is it?
New Jack City.
But I you know what though? I won't even give him all the way credit for that because he's not like the leading role in that, even though he had a big role in it. When I'm asking what I'm asking, I want to know the comic has to have like the main leading role in it.
Yeah, he don't have a classic movie. Okay. He got a classic sitcom. He has a classic stand-up, but he don't have a classic movie.
Top 5? Well, that was more like sick. It wasn't really clear. What about Death at a Funeral?
I like the movie, but
what about The Longest Yard?
Adam Sandler.
That was more Adam Sandler than
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He don't got no classic movie.
Damn.
He ain't got no classic movie.
CB4. Oh, whoa, come on now. Hey, come on now. CB4 was off the chain now.
I mean, you know what? I could probably give him CB4. I could probably give it to him.
You
I
gotta
could
give him
probably give it to him.
you gotta give him CB4.
I could probably give it to him. I could probably give that to him. But I'm just saying the latter part. So the last, to me,
You
the
talking about the
last two.
tambourine? You talking about tambourine?
Oh, that shit's terrible. It's terrible. That's the one that I turned off. And the thing is, you know what? Because I agree with you. His stand-ups, I think before that one was actually funny.
Cause I'm trying to look at them. I'm trying to look at all of them. Like I say, Bigger and Blacker, Never Scared, Kill the Messenger. Ooh. Chris Rock funny as shit to me, bro. Like, and I get that that's not everybody's cup of tea, but to me, he funny as shit. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like, and I think we kind of the opposite with these two people. Like, Dave Chappelle is funny to me, but he's not one of my favorites. And everybody, like everybody goes crazy over Dave Chappelle.
He's one of my favorites.
He's funny. Don't get me wrong. He's funny, but I'm like, it's a couple that I'm going to, like, if I got some stand-ups to listen to, it's a couple people I'm going to go in front of Dave Chappelle that me personally, I'm going to listen to.
Not many for me. Not many. To me, Dave Chappelle, one of the goats of comedy, bro.
I think Chris Rock is funnier than Dave Chappelle.
No, sir. No, sir. I can't agree with you on that. Can't agree with you on that. Not at all. I'm gonna tell you somebody who was funny that I feel like he don't get enough credit just because of the outside shit that he's done is kind of stupid. Cat Williams.
Funny, but had more funny in as Money Mike and shit. He was more funny as that type of shit, bro.
No, like that. His stand-ups are fucking hilarious, bro. Go watch the Cat Williams. You can watch his latest shit, bro. He's funny than a motherfucker, bro.
People that's funny, like, again, Cat is funny. I'm not sitting up saying he ain't funny. But I don't know if you're familiar with Alonzo Bolden. You familiar with him?
Nah.
When you get a minute, listen to Alonzo Bolden. He funny as shit over him. Cedric the Entertainer funnier than Cat Williams.
Yeah. I mean, Cedric and Cat kind of like on that same tier.
Like you said, Earthquake funnier than him.
I think all on the same tier with me. One thing I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about Earthquake. I don't like Earthquake. To me is like a basketball player playing full speed all the time. You know what I'm saying? In order to be a good basketball player, you got to know how to change. You know how to change his paces and stuff, change the speeds and stuff. To me, Earthquake just he goes all. So when I watch, that's what kind of threw me off. Even though he was funny, what threw me off with Earthquake was he just kept going. It was like, damn, motherfucker, like you ain't going. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to like you telling a joke and it's funny. You kind of like tell a story, you know what I'm saying? But then you tell another joke. His shit just kept going, and that kind of just threw me off a little bit. But that's just me, though.
And I'm gonna tell you somebody else, like one of my favorites. Some people don't think he's funny, but he's funny as fuck to me. Ooh. DL.
Yeah, he's funny.
DL Hughley is hilarious to me, bro.
Absolutely. I agree with you on DL. I agree with you on Cedric. I mean, but to me, Dave Chappelle is one of my goats as far as stand-up is concerned. He's one of my goats. I'm gonna say along with. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry to cut you off. Did you ever really like listen to Richard Pryor?
I have. Well, I probably haven't heard him in a long time though, but yes.
What about Red Fox?
Red Fox, yeah.
Like
but that's a different tier. So when you're talking about Richard Pryor or Red Fox, you into GOAT status now. Like you can't even compare them to who we talking about right now.
Everybody should be thriving for GOAT status. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, of course.
Like Eddie Murphy.
To me, he probably he one of my GOAT status people too, though.
Martin.
He not there yet, but I mean, he's like he right there knocking on the door.
Well, if he's not there yet, he won't get there.
I mean,
Martin's best days are behind him. That's movies, that's stand-up, that's obviously TV show. He can never top. See, I think Martin goes somewhere near the GOAT status due primarily to his TV show. If nothing else, because that's arguably the best comedy sitcom of all time, arguably. You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree or whether you think it's number one, it's in the argument of the best comedy sitcom of all time.
Oh, absolutely. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with you on that. Absolutely. So I mean, you know what? Maybe we do put Martin in the GOAT status thing. Because he's pretty much accomplished, like you said, he has had number one movie as far as comedic is going.
What movie is that?
I mean, shit. I mean, which one you want to go with? You want to go with? You can go with Life. You can go with Blue Streak.
I'm going with Life. Like I honestly like get offended. I've had like some people tell me that Life is not funny. Like Life is funny as fuck.
Yeah, Life funny as a motherfucker.
Like I don't understand people that say Life ain't funny, bro.
You can watch Life right now and crack the fuck up.
Man, Life is hilarious.
Dude, Blue Streak. You sleeping on Blue Streak?
Yeah. No, Blue Streak funny as hell.
Blue Streak funny as a motherfucker. Nothing to Lose is funny, but I think his top movies to me. Do you count Bad Boys kind of a comedy too?
Yeah, I get why you asked that question, but at the same time, he funny as hell in there.
It is funny. It's funny as fuck, bro.
Yeah, like he funny in there.
Yes.
What about Big Mama's House?
Yeah. So you know what? We got to put him in a GOAT status. He has multiple movies. Now that we're talking about it, he has multiple movies where you arguably can say those movies funny as fuck. He has a sitcom.
And even in a supportive role like Boomerang, he funny.
Yes.
House Party, he's funny.
Yes. 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 But the thing is, okay, now we talk about that. Can we talk about Chris Rock in the same light? How we put him? Because Chris Rock ain't in GOAT status. And Chris Rock been doing it just as long as Martin been doing it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. To kind of ask you. Now they say you can't answer a question with a question, but I'm gonna answer a question with a question.
Okay.
Why do they love him? Like, why is he hosting the Grammys? And you know what I'm saying? Like, why do they love him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what made him rise up into that type of status if he's not funny? And not to cut you off before you answer, I don't think he's a sellout or anything like that to get to where he is, to where they want him to host. So why do they want him then?
I think maybe because of the type of comedy that he does, like the type of comedy that you like, that kind of like, to me, it's like a draft type of comedy.
Yeah.
And me, I'm not really a fan of that. I think he was funnier in the earlier stuff.
But I don't like that. Like, okay, and that's good job, but you threw something out there when you say draft comedy. You like that silly ass comedy all the time, either though.
I get it.
And that's why, like, I respect him to the fullest for what he's accomplished and everything like that. But that's why Kevin Hart gets on my nerves. That shit too silly sometimes.
I mean, I agree with you. It is too silly sometimes, but you can't deny it. Most of this shit's funny though, bro. sometimes he just kind of go a little too silly with it. And like I said, I agree with you on that. But you can't deny, dude. Some of his shit, dude, you be damn near in tears with this motherfucker, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what my problem with Kevin Hart, right? Now, with me being on the rap scene and everything like that, I'm a big Jay-Z fan and Rockefeller and everything, right? So I don't know if you remember, he got his start in that movie called Paper Soldiers. And
Yeah.
that's even before the airplane movie. What was the airplane movie?
So like,
Soul Plane. Even before Soul Plane, they did the movie Paper Soldiers, where they was him and Beanie Siegel and was robbing houses and shit like that. That shit was
mm-hmm.
funny as hell to me. Soul Plane is funny. But it's like when Kevin Hart got into the game and he broke free and everything like that, he played the same fucking role every time. He like a little scrawny punk that get punked around and get pushed around. And I'm tired of that, bro. Like, play another role, bro. Like, that's the only role you got to play. That's
What
what get on my
about,
nerves.
did you see, so this is not a comedy though. Did you see that movie that he did with
With
Wesley
hold
Snipes?
on. Yeah, man. That's now when he did that, my respect for him went back up. That shit was good. That little
It was
series
good.
where they killed the man
Yeah,
at the hotel. That shit,
yeah,
like, and that's my point. Like, bro, give me some more of that. You don't have to play this same role every time, bro.
right. No, I feel you.
Yeah,
But I mean,
when he did that one that you just spoke of, True Story, I think it was, or something, wasn't it?
I feel yeah, true, yeah, something like that.
Right.
I
That
think it
shit,
is true story.
man, that shit was good, boy.
No, that was good
And that's
ass
why I
movie.
say I be on his heels, but I get credit where credit's due. That shit was
Right.
good, boy.
Yeah, that movie's good as fuck. I agree with you on that. I mean, I think about it like you gotta think about it like this though. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's how Hollywood is. You know what I'm saying? If his last movie sold for 300 million or what, they're gonna do another thing. That movie's selling for 300-400 million. What I'm changing it for? Because people want to see that shit. Even though you may not like it, and he may be thinking the same thing. Just probably why he did the true story thing to kind of switch it up. But if the producers and the writers saying, look, this shit works, if we making money off this shit, you gonna keep doing that shit.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why, and it's funny we talking about him, watching the Chris Rock movie that we just spoke of. If you watch, I don't know if you watched it all the way to the end when the credits came on. He did like you go back and watch it on the credits. He they took it was a whole lot of pictures while the credits was rolling. And it was Dave Chappelle all in there. It was Kevin Hart all in there. The guy I talked to you about earlier, Rollins, Donnell, yeah, he was all in there. Yeah, they was all through the credits, like multiple pictures of them with Chris Rock through the credits. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Kevin Hart has broke barriers, and he, you know what I'm saying, like stupid money with Netflix and all that type of shit. Man, brother, get your money, man. I ain't mad at you. But when it come to me, what I want to see, I get tired of it. Even when he did the movie like with Ice Cube, where they was cops or whatever. Like every movie he getting punked around and pushed around and all. Like,
I mean,
damn, bro.
but you got, like I said, it's what sells though. And then you got to think about it. What more can a 5'4" motherfucker do but get pushed around? That I mean, that's comedy to people. You know what I'm saying? To see a small motherfucker who started off getting pushed around and do that and come out on top later, that's kind of like that what people want to see type shit because it's like the underdog syndrome type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this the underdog. Nobody gonna think he do this because he get looked at as this little motherfucker who did, but then he come out on top. You know, I mean that's what people like.
What about Mike Epps?
He's funny. Um, I think I like him more in movies and stuff like that, and like his TV shows. His comedy is funny, but his comedy is the same.
It's like that's your homie. Like, and if when he around, he just keep your ass laughing. Like he goofy,
Yeah,
like your
yeah,
goofy ass homie that's like this motherfucker silly. Like for
yeah,
instance, he was on one of the shows being interviewed, and he was talking about his early life. You know, he from Gary
yeah.
or Indianapolis. He from Indianapolis.
I
He
thought
from
it was from
Naptown.
Gary.
No, he from Naptown. He from
Okay.
Naptown. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying something about he say he tried to sell drugs and shit. Like he was telling a true story. He
Yeah.
like, man, I tried to sell drugs and shit. He like, I fucked up the money. Niggas kidnapped me and shit. He say, right, see, you already can imagine him saying the shit. You start
Right,
laughing
right,
at shit
right.
already. So he said they kidnapped me. He said they put me in the trunk. He said they put me in the trunk. And he say, man, they got me riding whatever. He's like, they got sounds in the car and shit. They got the music on. They got me in the trunk and shit. He like, man, whoa. He like, man, I'm beating on the motherfucking trunk and shit like that. Whoa. He said the niggas pull over, finally pull over. He said they open the car. They got the, like, man, what the fuck? Whoa. Man, play that shit again. That was my shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, here he is kidnapped and shit. He beating on the truck. They think he, trying to get free. He talking about play that shit again. That was my song. Like,
He
he a
beat you to
fool.
beat me.
Yeah, he a fool, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga say, his mama raised him as Jehovah's Witness. And he say, they didn't celebrate Christmas, so he get to school. He couldn't benefit, he couldn't participate in none of that shit. And all his mama used to pen a note to him every week, every year, tell him, man, Mike is not to participate in war. And man, say, man, shit, this note won't make it there this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just a fool like
Yeah,
that, bro.
yeah. I mean, he's funny though. It's just like I think this last couple stand-ups. I think the last one's pretty funny though. But he always do the thing. He talk about the person with the handicap thing, and he always say it's like the same type of bit that he does. So it's like I like him better in like the movies and the sitcoms, like the Upshaws he got on Netflix. He funny as fucking now. You know
What?
what I'm saying? The Upshaws that's on
Oh,
Netflix.
that's my shit.
Yeah, he funny as fucking now. But also, I do got something before we get off. Do you think this is what I think, and it's just because this is how I feel about it. Do you think people showed up to the show and got on Netflix to watch the show because Chris Rock funny, or because everybody's waiting to hear what he had to say about Will Smith?
Okay, I think it's okay. I want to reason I'm going to say because he's funny, because um he's done multiple shows leading up to this. Like, it wasn't necessarily a special, but he's done shows, you know what I'm saying, multiple shows, and he didn't touch on that.
Okay.
So who knew he was gonna touch on this leading up to that?
But when he doing a big Netflix show type shit.
And then he only touched on it the last 10 minutes of the show.
If 10 minutes, like the last fucking 5 minutes.
Right.
But I think everybody was waiting for that shit, but it was genius to wait to the end. You know what I'm saying? Because I think everybody was waiting because he waited so long to not really address it like that. I think everybody knew, even with the title of the thing. I think everybody knew.
And they say Will was offended or whatever like that by the things that was said and everything.
I mean, it is what it is. He has
You
to say
physically
something.
offended this man, but you're offended by what he says verbally.
I guess because Will feel like, well, I apologize and all this other shit. But hey, man, he got a right to speak his mind. Just like you went up there and did what you did, and you felt the right to, you're gonna apologize and you say how you felt. He got a right to speak his mind on
it. And so was it he named the show after what Will did? Selective. What was the name of it?
Selective Outrage.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. For sure. But all right, man. Look, man, I appreciate it, man. We came on here,
So,
got a
for
little
sure.
something off. Hey, but look, stuff like this, to be honest with you, we need to talk about stuff like this, you know what I'm saying, more often.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm
Just
saying? Because
everyday life, whatever, you know what I'm saying,
that's what
whatever
I'm saying.
going on out here, period.
Yeah, everyday life. I mean, because it's easy for us to talk about sports. That's easy, dude. We've been doing sports our whole life, you know what I'm saying? But this shit here, I think, you know, it's important because people want to see how versatile we are in the shit that we do. You know what I'm
And that's one
saying?
thing about it. We very versatile, man. We could touch on anything from politics to comedy to sports to movies to, you know what I'm saying, everyday life, whatever the case may be.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure,
So,
man. Sitting down chopping it up with you as always, man. We got to get
hey,
back
so
to the last.
you finna make me dive into some more. I'm finna watch comedy specials for the rest of the night then.
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna check out. I want to check out. Um, I'm gonna go back and look at that Tambourine because I'm gonna keep it real with you. I only got through like the first 15
No, go back
minutes.
to Bigger and Blacker.
I already know that's good though. I
Go
know that's
go.
good.
I mentioned somebody to you when I saw you, Alonzo Bolden. Go look at him.
Okay, all right, all right,
Alonzo Bolden.
all right,
Check him out. Let me know. Then we even do a segment where we talk about him, and you tell me what you think about, you know what I'm saying, about his comedy.
all right, all right, man. Bringing the business, peace, bro.
You said.